What up, guys? This is Chris. This is Wheelhouse Trading, and welcome to the Wheelhouse. Okay, this is your captain speaking. I need all of you to pay attention, sit down in your seat, buckle up, because we have some new information. We're going to take a look at the indexes today. We're going to also take a look at Bitcoin. And we are going to take a look at where the market is overall. The bullish pivot that I had predicted started. We're going to see if that continues to go. Investors did focus more on earnings reports as I predicted. However, myself and everybody else in the world did not expect us to miss on GDP. We have been lied to. It is a sham. When they come out, when Yellen and Powell, they come out and say, our economy is hot and our jobs looks great and everything is humming on all cylinders. And I'm over here for months saying, no, it's not looking good. But still, you want to have some hope and you want to give these guys the benefit of the doubts because they're the experts, right? So, and they're the government and they're supposed to lead us, and here they are. We're not going to have a soft landing. Our goal is 2%. Look, their goal is not going to be 2%. We are going to probably have a serious recession globally, as I've stated for many months. The fact that the GDP missed by 1.4% from Wall Street estimates of 8.5 to 6.6, I think. We'll take a look. I have an article. I was thinking that we could bring out my cousin Vinny and get some perspective on this GDP mess. He's a colorful guy, but you guys seem to like him, so we'll bring him out and get some perspective here. Oh, how you doing, guys? Good to see you. I feel like a freaking celebrity here. It's my third time. I hope you guys hit that subscribe and you hit the like button. I don't want to have to come at you. I don't want to come to your house, knocking on your door, popping blood pressure medication like it's jujubes, okay? Now be good and do what I say. Hit select all right? Now listen, I'm going to tell you something about the stock market. This is how you guys got to think about it, okay? All your stocks, really what they are is the soldiers. They're part of a family, okay? You got about 10,000 of these soldiers. But you can't just let all these soldiers out on the street doing what they want. You got to keep an eye on them. So that's why you have 11 sector bosses. We call them enforcers, okay? They keep an eye on things like information tech, healthcare, things of this nature, right? Now, they report to the capo regimes, and we got 5 of those, okay? We got the Dow, the NASDAQ, the SPY, the Russell, and of course, Bitcoin, okay? And what you got to understand is information and money goes up, okay? We got a system, it's compartmentalized, it's a triangle with one supreme leader at the top. We call him the boss. And the boss of all bosses is the economy, okay? And it comes in the form of 3 little letters called GDP. And for you stoners out there, I'm not talking about Granddaddy Purple, okay? I'm talking about gross domestic product, okay? And if the boss isn't happy, then nobody's happy. The capos aren't happy. They tell the enforcers put it on the street, and now we're fighting with the other families and the rival gangs, okay? The stocks are in disarray. Everything's upset, all the sectors. And you know what? That's when the boss can start clipping people, okay? Margin calls, the chop. Remember how I got this ring? The guy couldn't pay up here. So I took the ring. And I still got the hand in the Cadillac. And if you still want to see it, I can get Uncle Sally to go down there and get it for you. You don't want to get margin called and you don't want to upset the boss. The boss is the economy. It comes in the form of GDP. Don't you forget it. Don't you forget it. That doesn't sound good. Appreciate you, letting me know and letting everybody know your thoughts on that. Maybe we'll have you back on in a little bit. There's just a few things I want to go over with everybody on the channel that watches. I want to say thank you, first of all. And, hit the subscribe, hit the like, and select all so you get the content. Now, I saw in the volume and I saw some sneaky accumulation. I put it in multiple, videos back and then kind of walked you through it. and why I thought we were going to have this pivot off of this bounce. And if you go look at the NASDAQ as well, it also pivoted. And the SPY, let's see what the SPY did. The SPY also pivoted right off its his new primary trend down. And I don't know about the Russell. Let's see. Okay, so I went in here and I put this tool that you see on the right over here. Okay, and I just measured it to see how far it has gone from all-time high, basically down to the pivot. So on the Dow, we're looking at 10.03%, basically 10%. Okay, on the SPY, we're down. It came all the way down to here, so that's 14.7%. However, it is not there right now. It is currently at 11.79. So we're down on the SPY 11.79% currently from the all-time high. And on the NASDAQ, we came down a total of 23.43%. But on this pivot that we have started, hopefully we continue to get one. It's going to be tricky because my feeling is that the earnings were going to light the match and get the catalyst, which it did start. Okay, that is true. However, my concern is that these guys, the big banks and institutions, they're just kind of dumping money in to get the rally up, and they're going to kind of rug pull it, because in the end, a recession equals 2 quarters of slowing growth. And like Vinny said, the boss is the economy, and we are now seeing slowing growth, at least on paper, against Wall Street estimates. But I mean, just like a catalyst to good earnings of the mega caps that weight the indexes, is a bullish catalyst for a pivot. Everybody's fears start getting realized pretty quick when you don't meet estimates on the GDP, and that is when this bullish pivot that could have gone all the way into like May 4th with the next FOMC meeting might be small and might end up getting rejected, and that's just gonna suck. So if you've been heeding my advice for many videos, it is about, you should have been, when I called this pivot right here, I said, sell, get out in the profit, reminded you more in here. I did a bunch of day trading, realizing gains to kind of trade through it while everything kind of fell. When there's a pivot, I was able to get out of a few more. And then I let everybody know on YouTube, as well as in the group trainings on Wheelhouse Wednesday, that, and I was very in depth in the Wednesday night group session, breaking down my thesis and why I thought we would have that momentum and that bullish pivot yesterday. And I was telling everybody the day before that. But I didn't have the information about the GDP. And I guess, I just had thought to take them all at their word because they were so confident on television, on multiple interviews and meetings, that our economy is running hot and they're not worried about GDP. And so I should have known better. I mean, I don't know, should have just expected it. But yeah, it's a problem. And then, one of the things that we're holding on to is really good earnings, right? Now, Amazon, as an example, had quite a miss. And I have a recording. Let's just take a look real quick.
A net loss of $3.8 billion. The street was expecting a gain. This shouldn't be totally unexpected, though, because that includes a $7.6 billion loss on its stake of Rivian, the electric car company. We saw a similar thing with Ford. Revenue was actually a little bit of a beat, $116.4 billion versus $116.3, which is what the street was expecting. In terms of earnings per share, the street was expecting $8.36. This is a loss, however, of $7.56. Again, I'm not sure if that's comparable because it is a lot of that Rivian stake. We will continue to dig through this report, look at cloud, look at advertising, all the different businesses, and we'll bring you it as we get it done.
So there you go. Big miss, major losses in the after hours. I do hold Amazon. I am looking for to get money back on the split. So I actually bought twice in the after hours, and then it actually bounced back quite a bit for me. I'm currently down on my Amazon position. I think it's like 6%. Hold on, look, find it. 5.85%. So not that bad. But I did buy that serious dip. I tend to do that. Like when Facebook got wrecked, I bought a little nibble of Facebook. Also, like when PayPal got wrecked, I bought a little bit. And now I'm actually like wanting to accumulate PayPal. Facebook, I would be willing to. I'm going to see how it goes, and I might put a little into it to kind of try to get out of it. But I am seeing something different in the PayPal lows that we could talk about maybe in another video. I mentioned it, I think, in the last video, but there's something I'm seeing there. I'm also seeing an edit. We're kind of dragging along the bottom with the double bottom, and which is at the all-time low ever, not just this year. So there's some interesting, like, real bottom basement bargain type stocks that could like 4 or 5x if you had the patience. And they're super cheap. And remember, you don't have to go buy as many shares as you did to make the same amount of money. So instead of putting up all the money like you used to make that same amount of money, now you put up less money, but you got to have more time. So that's the difference. But you can spread it out and you can make some technical entries. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is with Elon Musk. He sold around $4 billion worth of Tesla. Okay, I'm just going to give you a little brief here. Elon Musk sold roughly $4 billion worth of Tesla shares, according to filings with the Securities and Exchange Commission. In a flurry of trades executed Tuesday and Wednesday, the Tesla CEO offloaded about 4.4 million shares. Now, this is crazy. I told you guys the other day when it went up $100 that day, and then the market came down, I shorted it, and I made about $60 and I exited it. Now, I was doing something today on my technicals, and I got a kind of a warning, a flash, something I look at, and I actually shorted Tesla. And I did not, nobody knew this was coming out. Now, Tesla went up and I'm backwards on the trade. In fact, I'm backwards like a large amount of money in a very short amount of time. I kind of messed up in a very small time frame because there was a rally at the end of the day yesterday. However, in the after hours, if it stays where it's at, I'll be positive immediately at the open with profit. So I'll kind of measure that, and I'll probably just, I don't know what I'll do yet. I don't know if I'll base it off the daily, the hourly supports, breakdowns, the minutes, scalps. I'm not sure how I'm going to handle it, but yeah, it's so volatile. That's what I'm saying. I mean, way up, way down. Like, it's just crazy. That's why I just want to get all my money out, and I'd rather just trade, boom, boom, and just pull it all out right away and just have my realized gains. It's okay if you make 1,000 a day, 200 a day, 1,200 a day, $2,000 a day, whatever it is. As long as you're realizing gains and taking the risk off the table, it's fine. It's the holding in this market that gets you messed up. Okay, so I wanted to just take a look at well, let's go look at the pre-market or the future. Sorry, see what's going on. So, okay, at the time of this video, which is nighttime on Thursday, it looks like the implied open for the Dow is up a little bit, not a lot. The S&P is down a little bit, 17.47 points, and the Nasdaq's down 124. We were doing so good until Amazon, reported that, and yeah. So we had Apple earnings too. So Apple, Amazon, and Intel. Okay, so Amazon posted its slowest growth in about 2 decades. We just saw that. Apple posted one of its biggest quarters in 46-year history as iPhone sales exceeded expectations. I mean, Apple just never disappoints. Intel. Sales dropped as consumer and companies pull back on purchases of personal computers. Okay. Earlier in the day, Twitter reported higher revenue and users as Elon Musk prepares to buy the company. McDonald's said the closure of its Russian restaurants has hurt its profit, and Caterpillar said supply chain challenges aren't improving. We're getting a mixed bag. Okay. Nothing is super rosy on the earnings, but I will say it's not as bad as I still am leaning towards like they're doing pretty good on the earnings for the most part. Not these big surprise beats, and there have been a couple bad ones like Netflix and now Amazon. But for the most part, Microsoft, Google, Apple, looks like Twitter did decent. Yeah, I mean, Snap was okay, Pinterest was okay, right? So yeah, I mean, that's kind of holding its own, which I thought would get that rally moving. But this GDP thing isn't good. Let's ask Vinny what he thinks about where we're going in the market. Okay, Vinny. So I wanted to ask a couple questions, mainly pertaining to this GDP. Kind of get your thoughts on it, and what you think about the GDP contracting in the U.S. and what seems to be the problem. Ha! Well, the problem is that whole crew out in Washington. They don't know how to keep their family in line out there. Ever since the little man with the little blue suit and the white hair, Mr. Stutter Step, came out, poked his little head out, it's been nothing but problems. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more. We got problems. We can feel it in the market. Now, I know you spoke to Jay Powell on the phone when he was in Europe after his meeting, and you were going to invite him over the house. Did he come? Did he leave? We haven't heard from him. Is everything okay? Was there a plan? Yeah, I mean, the guy came over. He did what he was supposed to do. He brought the envelopes, and we went out on the boat. We had a nice day. I told you, my mother's cannolis will be here, and we'd have peppers and eggs. And yeah, of course he left. He left. He'll show up. Don't you worry about it. Now, this guy and the guy with the little blue suit, they have a whole caper planned, actually. A whole caper, okay? First, he's going to continue with the same old lullaby. That old chestnut. He didn't calculate that there would be supply chain problems. And therefore, the CPI report is getting a little hotter than he expected. That's why Mrs. Transitory, that's why Mrs. Transitory is called Mrs. Transitory, right? And, he's going to talk, you guys through like a soft landing and, soft landing my balls. Not going to happen. But, he's got a plan here. And, he's gonna pull a perfect caper, okay? This is how he's going to do it. When it's really, really bad, he's going to come out and he's going to say, poof, inflation is gone. And everybody's going to ask, well, how's it gone? I mean, where did it go? Did you look under the couch? And he's going to say, we moved our target inflation rate to 8%. That means if we're at 8.5, we actually don't have any inflation. And I was right all along. It was transitory. We don't have an inflation problem. And all is well. Vinny, are you serious? Like, that is the plan? You realize that gas prices and food prices and everything else is going to be so expensive. We're never going to get out of this high pricing, and the economy is going to suffer, and it's not going to be a situation where we're going to be able to stomach and get out of this easily. A lot of people are going to get hurt. Listen, my boy, you can get hurt trying to shove a body in a wood chipper. It's the stock market, okay? We always got rival gangs. We always got kappas, feds crawling up our ass. We could taste the brill cream on our tongue, okay? It's not an easy road, okay? But we've been down this road before. We could go down this road with a blindfold on and tell you where the potholes are, okay? Because we've been around this block. But listen, we do have a problem with the big guy, okay? He likes printing a lot of money. In fact, he's coming out asking for a $28 billion and another $33 billion to send up to Zelensky over there in the Ukraine. I don't got a problem with those Ukrainians, but I also have a deal with the big guy on the getting some of our weapons over here, and he's giving some of them over there. It's okay. I want to do my part and all, but $33 billion. In an inflationary environment while we're dealing with the CPI, all I'm saying, basically, I'm not saying, I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Short story long, we need to figure this problem out. I mean, the problem is it's all the way to the top, okay? You got a guy, he's addicted to spending money. Okay, he grew up a blue collar, yada yada, poor baby, whatever, Pennsylvania, yeah. and he never got to spend the money. So now he's at the top, and he can't stop spending the money. And he's kind of smart about it because he got that guy Jerome to take the fall, you know. So now he's like, oh, I'm the hawk. I don't know. I messed up. It's not transitory. The big guy up there, he just can't stop laughing and touching that money printer. It's a damn shame. We're dealing with a bunch of pricks up there, and they're messing with everybody's money down here on the street. And you know how we feel about our money. Yeah, I feel you, Vin. Well, I appreciate you coming on. I'm gonna say goodnight to you and everybody else. I just wanted to say it looks like we just got a buy signal on the daily on all the indicators and up here on Bitcoin. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Also, while I was, it's late at night when I'm doing this video. It's actually the pre-market is open. I just bought a bunch of BABA. Looks like BABA's going to be hitting tomorrow. It's jumping in the pre-market, and pre-market just opened like 5 minutes ago. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, Bitcoin, it's got still a lot of indecision, but it's starting to make a little bit of a move. I mean, essentially, it's still trending up. Until it breaks this area, I guess we're going in the right direction, right? So look, I appreciate you watching to the end, and thanks for doing that. Make sure you hit the subscribe, come in the Discord if you need some help, you want to be with the community and meet some cool people. You can upgrade in there if you want to do the courses and get the one-on-one coaching and all my trade alerts, as well as the group training. And welcome to the Wheelhouse.